Hello, everyone. This is Tripp, and I am here with my friend.
Diana.
Yeah. And we want to invite you to hang out with us this Lent for an online class called Empty Altars. So, Diana, what is Empty Altars about?
Empty Altars is about the fact that we live in an age of iconoclasm. And that is the time in which people are taking down statues. And that's something Christians do. We've done it for a long, 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 long time. And we go through these periods once in a while where all of a sudden everything we used to put up to celebrate saints and heroes, we look at them and we go, nah, that doesn't work. All that stuff gets taken down. And so for a time, there are empty altars.
Mhm.
And the funny thing is that empty altars don't stay empty long. So what we're going to do is talk about the fact that we've taken stuff down, we've taken statues down, and right now there are empty altars everywhere around us. And
Mhm.
so what comes next? That's our question.
Yeah. Yeah, I think one of the challenges in thinking about American saints in a cynical age, which is the subtitle of the class, is that we're all growingly and increasingly aware of why altars got emptied, why monuments got taken down, and yet you're right that these stories that bind us don't cease from being developed. And so one of the challenges that we recognize is that we've become cynical increasingly when we look at the history and failures of our institutions, religious, political, cultural, social, and such. And yet, what is it that we can inherit in the present for our challenges that is beautiful, life-giving, and inspiring? And what is it? What are the stories that we're going to tell as we pass on the faith, as we face the challenges in being a multi-ethnic, multi-religious democracy, and trying to figure out how to be a disciples in a maybe dwindling empire? Like there are so many things that are facing us, and one of the gifts of hanging out with our dead friends, our ancestors, our saints, is that we can dig into what faithfulness looked like in those particular contexts and raise those up to compete with and hopefully inspire us beyond the cynicism of the figures in the past who justify our criticisms, our dismissals, and our disengagements from communities that inspire and call out the best of us.
Yeah, and I think that one of the things that it does, it's interesting you would talk about the past, that these are people from before
Mhm.
times that can still inspire us now, even though we live in a very cynical age. Um, I'm a historian. I love stories from the past. I consider so many people from the past my personal friends. And so, they just sort of haunt my imagination. I have dreams talking that I'm talking to them, all kinds of stuff. I think historians just do that kind of naturally. But I also think about them as being for the future. And so we're not just sort of doing antique shopping here in order to figure out what statues would look nice on the pillars of our public spaces or on the altars of our churches, um, that we could swallow in some way, shape, or form. But we're actually looking for people who will inspire us to live better in the future. And I think that that's a really exciting and worthy project for Lent, because in fact, we're doing this over the Lenten season, and Lent ends with an empty altar. The whole sort of trajectory of Lent is you get to Good Friday where altars are stripped. And so interestingly enough, Lent is a story of iconoclasm, is that we take away everything in the church that distracts us from seeing the work of God that is about to come in the future on Easter Sunday. And so there will be something new in the space. You get there on Easter Sunday, it's full of, all kinds of lilies and tulips and flowers and choirs and incredible music and all that kind of stuff. Um, the space gets filled, but it's a future-oriented kind of filling that occurs at the end of Lent, the emptiness and then the new the new thing. And so I think we're playing with that theme, seasonally, and thinking about it toward what kind of new world gets birthed on the other side of stripped altars.
Mhm. And basically, the thing to think about for those of you interested in joining us is that each week there'll be a number of different themes that you see expressed in the lives of the saints. And then Diana and I, in each of our live sessions on Mondays, we will introduce two different figures from history that have resonated with us and inspired us, and then invite everyone in the group to share the figures that they would raise up as stories that inspire, bind, challenge, wrestle with, and over time we want to develop like the collection of witnesses to a beautiful possibilities and something worth treasuring. When you head over to emptyaltars.com, you can sign up. The class is donation based, so you don't have to give, but you can give, and you'll be invited to join each of the live streams on Mondays throughout Lent. But if you can't join then, don't worry. You can always send in your questions and such. But the videos and the audios of each session will be available, so you can go at your own pace. Skip everything I say to find out what Diana says, or whatever gets you excited.
And for people who get worried about the word saints, don't be worried about it. Some of our saints aren't that terribly saintly. As
No.
I know that especially my Catholic friends, when they see the word saints, they go, oh, wait a second, is this approved?
Yeah.
There are sort of cultural
It's how liberal
anxieties
Protestants
about
use the
that
word
word.
saint.
Was that Tripp?
It's
I'm
the
sorry.
liberal Protestants using the word saint. It's not a full verification.
That's right. Some of our saints have some pretty clay feet, but they still wind up witnessing to a more beautiful world. And that's pretty fantastic, because mostly I feel like I have clay feet some days.
Yeah. Well, we hope you, come over, check it out. Go to emptyaltars.com. And remember, altars is spelled with two A's. There's no E. And we will see you through Lent and in the group, which you'll be able to join. There's also a cool Facebook group where people interact and such, but you don't have to have Facebook to do it. But at emptyaltars.com, you'll see all the info. If you just scroll down to the frequently asked questions section, you'll see the schedule details and all the plan. So
Yeah, join us.